So the internal market bill caused obviously a massive stir this week, and of course we've had a Tory rebellion over this exact thing, which no one really saw that coming to begin with until it was first announced, and then all of a sudden Tories started breaking ranks and started breaking up the party. We even had on Monday, of course, that Boris Johnson tried to deploy a very much a viral grassroots campaign by saying that Labour had decided to side with the EU in breaking up the UK's integrity. And you're like, no, what is happening is that Boris Johnson is trying to put forward a bill that will break international law. And this is the thing that you can't get around. I've seen lots of Brexiteers comment on this and seen them all underneath different videos this week of saying about how, oh, it's fine, we're a sovereign country and we can get away with this. No, there are international rules and laws that even every other country has to follow. Otherwise, you become a rogue state and you do not get trusted on the world stage. This has huge problems because as a country, quote, global Britain is trying to go around the world and make trade deals with other countries. How are other countries going to trust us to honour deals that we sign or sign up to if we're willing to just basically go forward and break them? That is not how the international rule of law should be treated, just as something that we can sign and then just go, we'll just get rid of it. That's not how it should work. You know, at that point, we just become a rogue state and then no one can trust Britain. And bear in mind, our reputation is already in tatters because of Brexit. No country in the world at all can look at Brexit and just go, why on earth are you doing that? That's what they're all doing. You know, it's been very clear right from the outset. They haven't gone, oh, welcome back. They've gone, we don't understand why you're doing this. It doesn't make sense. But we've gone over the many reasons why Brexit just doesn't make sense. But, to Brexiteers and Brexit supporters, they can just shift the goalposts. One moment you're talking about, trade and economics, and all of a sudden it's not about economics or trade, it's about sovereignty. And then when you talk about sovereignty, you go, oh, it's not about sovereignty, it's about immigration. Then you talked about the facts about immigration. Oh, it's not about immigration, it's about something else completely. And they just keep on shifting the goalposts because they have no arguments, just slogans. Slogans are not policy. You can't really talk about, quote, get Brexit done, because then you've got to say, okay, you're going to get Brexit done, but how are you going to get Brexit done? What exactly are you going to do to get Brexit done? It may sound nice to, quote, get Brexit done, but you actually have to put forward a plan to get Brexit done. And bear in mind, I do a lot of work now in marketing companies, and it's shocking when I've walked into like medium and even big-sized companies. And small-sized companies I can sort of understand and justify, but coming from medium-sized companies to like huge companies, it's shocking the amount of facts, the amount of workplaces I've walked into and gone, can I see your marketing plan? And no one has one, or say, oh, we don't have one. Because without a plan, you don't really know what on earth you're going to go or what direction you should be taking. It's absolutely shocking, but it does honestly happen. So today, we're going to be covering what I think was a really accurate, sense of this whole situation. Because the internal market bill, two things are either going to happen. Actually three things. It's either going to be dropped completely, it's going to be incredibly diluted, or it's going to get to the Lords and just not be passed. Those are the three things that could happen to it. And to be honest, Zello Street here has got an excellent view of it, by the way. Really good blog. Go subscribe to it. Go read it. It's a very good worthwhile. But we're going to go through his article he did, not here. So, the Bozo Lawbreaking retreat begins. distantly echoing the journey of Napoleon's Grand Army as it began the long and humiliating retreat from Moscow. Alleged Prime Minister Alexander Boris de Piffle Johnson and his pals have started the long and humiliating climb down, which will lead to either dilution or even withdrawal of the Polecat Enabling Act, more prophetically titled the Internal Market Bill. This time, it's not the chill of winter, but real-world reality. Bozo and his pals, despite the spin claiming otherwise, had brought forward a bill which will enable them to break international law. The EU told them that there would be no deal if they persisted with this charade. Then, Speaker Pelosi told them that the US-UK trade deal would not pass Congress if the Good Friday Accords were endangered by the stunt. And despite Tory MPs backing the bill on last Monday, many are worried about it going further. So last night came the statement relayed by Beth Rigby of Sky News. She said that following constructive talks over the last few days, the government has agreed to table an amendment for the Commons stage. This amendment will require the House of Commons to vote for a motion before a minister can use the notwithstanding powers contained within the UK Internal Market Bill. But the powers will still be there in legislation. There is much talk of, quote, the legal certainty and the soothing words of the Tory party coming together. But nothing can be distract from the sure and certain knowledge that not only is this a climb down, but this is not going to be enough. We know this because Bozo's supposed deputy, Dominic Raab, has been in Washington, D.C. to try and reassure congressional leaders and has failed to reassure them. And they have made sure that he knows it too. The Democratic presidential nominee, Joe Biden, has made his stance plainly clear. We will not allow the Good Friday Agreement that brought peace to Northern Ireland to become a casualty of Brexit. Any trade deal between the US and the UK must be contingent upon respect for the agreement and the preventing the return of a hard border to Northern Ireland. Period. And there was still more to come. Emily Purcell-Brown, the DC bureau chief of Sky News, also added that this Biden tweet following a meeting between Pelosi and Raab just now, after which she said that if the UK violates its international agreement and Brexit undermines the Good Friday Agreement, there will be absolutely no chance of a US-UK trade deal passing the Congress. And why isn't Raab persuading anyone? Because he's coming out with a dishonest drivel that the, quote, the threat to the Good Friday Agreement comes from the EU politicisation of the issue. And that what we can't have is the EU seeking to erect a border between the Irish Sea and Northern Ireland and Britain. The EU is merely following its rules, and a border down the Irish Sea is what the Tories signed up to and knew what they signed up to when they signed it. Every comb-over crybaby Donald Trump's man, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, merely said that we trust the UK to know the complexities of the situation, and I have great confidence that they will get this right. Not even the faintest shadow of an endorsement. And Boris Johnson's retreat has only just started. There will be more climbing down and withdrawing withdrawing law-breaking bits before this gets back to Paris. By the time, it will be dust. And there you go. That's essentially what's been happening. I really do agree with Zello Street here. I think it's going to be a massive climb down that has been caused by real world eventualities. And like I say, Raab going forward and saying, hey, we're going to try and not going to try and break international law. Look at this AO amendment we're putting in. The thing is, those law-breaking powers are still there. There is still, as we saw this bill pass, even with some Tory MPs rebelling against the whip and not voting with the party, also meant that with their big majority, they could get it through. So, you know, and what's even incredible there is you have Mike Pompeo of the Republican side saying, yeah, if you break this Good Friday agreement, then we're not going to probably endorse you either. So that wasn't an endorsement. That was basically saying, yeah, if you don't get it right, we're not going to give you a trade deal either. So that's the Republicans. So as far as we're concerned, if this, internal market bill does somehow miraculously get into law, then we can kiss any UK-US trade deal goodbye. And trust me, the Brexiteers were banking. That was going to be their big win. That once they got this US trade deal, that was going to be their big win and their justification almost for Brexit. But if this goes through, bang goes that deal, and bang goes their big justification for Brexit to begin with. So, with that said, thank you for watching. Please do like and share this video. It does help out the channel massively. Also, go give Zello Street a follow. It's a brilliant blog, and it's a really good blog to follow. Like I say, he does cover a lot of British politics, so go give this guy a follow. He's well worth the read. I was going to say the follow, but I've said follow far too many times there. So, if you would like to support me, I do have a Patreon down below, as well as a one-off donation link, if you'd like to support that channel. And, as always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you all next time.